The opposition Syrian National Coalition and joins us now in the studio. Louay, good to have you with us. So tell us about this Yarmouk Brigade. What do we know about them and why have they taken this action?
Well, this is a local group and it seems that they have been cornered by the Syrian regime. They are shelling their town, and we see this as an act of desperation, trying to bring attention and bring some protection. In fact, according to the ceasefire between Israel and Syria, those forces should not be in the area. So already they violated international law.
Because these UN peacekeepers were there because of the Golan Heights dispute, not because of the internal conflict in Syria. And the Golan Heights, of course, is a dispute, as you say, between Israel and Syria. It's nothing to do with the internal conflict.
Absolutely. As I said, it seems that they found them in the area and they're using them to relieve themselves from the shelling by the Syrian regime. We denounce that this is not right, and there is currently negotiation to try to help ease the situation.
I was going to ask, what kind of influence does the Syrian National Coalition have on this group? Do you have contacts with them?
Well, currently the Chief of Staff of the Syrian National Army, General Idris, is contacting them, is in talk with them, trying to have them release the group. Of course, they would like to have some assurance that the town would not be shelled by the Syrian forces, by the Assad forces.
And of course, what they're asking for, the brigades are asking for Syrian government troops to withdraw from the village of Jamla in Daraa province before they release these hostages. Does the Syrian government have any interest in complying with this at all?
Unless there is international pressure, particularly by the Russians, they will not really budge. But I think that's what we hope. If the Russians care about international law, they have to intervene here to stop this situation. And it looks like this is a smaller group, very local, and they are holding UN responsible for allowing those forces to come in. Of course, we know this is not the case. But these people, are acting out of desperation, as I said.
Well, of course, I mean, this is the very thing the international community are afraid of, that there are these groups running around which you, the umbrella group, the SNC, has no control over.
We don't have control over them because we don't have support. It's catch-22. So without having enough clout within that force that has been formed in December, we have got a lot of promises, but little have materialized. Unless there is a serious effort by the international community to empower that force, then I think you can't expect much of it.
Empower it in what way?
Well, providing money and arms so they can organize themselves.
But it's precisely these kind of groups that the international community, particularly the Western countries, don't want to have.
No, General Idris is acceptable by the international community.
Hostage.
No. The Syrian National Army is acceptable. It's seen even by the Americans as okay. They can help them, but they have not helped them.
So what can your people on the ground do?
Well, we can just act as, firefighters, trying to every time fire someplace, try to ease the situation. But that does not allow us to have, in fact, even, this national army would not have control over every fighting force. The whole country is in chaos. And so I think the international community must not shift the blame to those who are trying to help, but have little power to help.
But obviously the international community is going to have a lot less sympathy with what's going on if their staff are going to be put in danger by these groups which you have no control over.
Now, the 101 of management is if you task somebody with a task, then you empower them. You can't expect results while you task people and you know that they don't have these resources. So the resources is the key. We hope that there is more responsive position by the international community.
All right, so last question. You're saying this is a local group and you do have contacts with them. How far are they likely to take this? What are they likely to do to these peacekeepers?
Well, I think just they are afraid for their town. I mean, it looks like, again, they are desperate. They want somebody to take away that forces, the Assad forces that came there. It was not there before. And it came to shell the village. So, and they started shelling the village. In fact, that very post where the UN peacekeepers were taken, it has been, it has been subjected to shelling as well. It has been damaged. So I think the board has to do something. I mean, it's amazing that even there's no condemnation by UN Security Council. I mean, why the council is not meeting, to deal with this situation.
Okay, Louay, thank you very much indeed for that. Louay Safi from the Syrian National Coalition there. Good to have you with us.